So today we step a little bit beyond just patterns and tactics. Today is about including psychology in chess, reading your opponent, predicting their behavior, and using hesitation, fear, or impatience to your advantage. Your opponent thinks they're in control, but you can see their next move before they even touch a piece. Now take a look at this puzzle. It's a little tougher than usual, so every time I give you some time to solve it here during the video, today you got 15 seconds. You see it way over there in the corner? On your mark, get set, go! There it is. You're out of time. How'd you do? Let me know down below. See, chess isn't just about pieces. It's also about people. You won't believe the move I'm about to show you. It changes everything. So, welcome back to day 19 of elevating your game with 303 tactical chess puzzles. I'm vryBot, a US certified coach and international expert on chess. Today's focus is on one of the most important aspects of chess. It's a skill, being able to read your opponent. Some psychology factors in chess. We step off the board a little bit and back into the mind of a chess player. And your goal is to predict your opponent's ideas. Okay, let's jump into the puzzle and see how we can do that. Here we have a couple of candidate moves. They look really good. We've got the rook over to the side. That's going to win us at least a queen. We've got a check right here in front of the king. That looks really good. We have this advanced passed pawn and a rook guarding an entire file. All those look really good, but even the most simple of all of them actually turns out to be the key in this position. The same old move queen to e5 is going to happen in several variations, but here at this point we're going to sneak on over to the other side and cause a ruckus over here as well. Because if the king pops over, we have check and mate. If the queen comes back to block again, now our rook is even more devastating with rook b to e1. The king slides over to the back and we have a swan's tail mate. Here we're just attacking the king with our feathers. So how do we find stuff like this? We know that black is insecure. They're in a lot of trouble. Their king position is in danger. And we have just so many ideas, different ones, different moves. Black is under fire and black is in stress. So we just need to find the most precise move to end the game. And don't forget, we need to take a quick look at where we left off last time. So I left you with this position and you were supposed to tell me a little bit about it in the comments and then we would review it. So now it's actually time to do that review. Here we have a bishop who doesn't have a ton of mobility on the chessboard. All we've got to do is harass him and attack him. Just a one time. Well, he comes on over here to the side. It looks like he's getting away. And we got to go attack him just a second time. No big deal. So he jumps out of the way. What's wrong with this? He's guarding a pawn. The pawn's guarding him. It doesn't look like much anything. Oh, well, we take it. Pawn takes. Rook takes. And did we blunder? Are we allowing this promotion? No, we just put the rook behind the pawn. That's a rule in chess. Rooks belong behind passed pawns. So the bonus puzzle out of the way from the previous video, we're back into day 19, analyzing hard, and this one pattern can turn the game in your favor instantly. Well, what's the pattern we're talking about? The author's intended for you guys to understand bishop takes f5, which hits the queen, guards the pawn, takes some more key squares away from the king, just making it that much more dangerous for him. Even on queen takes, he's busted. Queen d6 is mate. Okay, so black tries to stay alive, keeps the game going for quite a bit, but the point is we're getting the queen. Let's back up a bit. Now that we have very strong computers, the computer is going to suggest queen to g5. And the ideas that you need to be aware of here, for instance, let's go over here, is that the king goes for a walk. Maybe he pops down here. Queen d2 is another very fancy waiting move. You might think f4 gives a place for the king to go, but then we have queen to e2. So watch queen to e2. It's going to be a theme in most of the other variations. So some of the psychology to this position is that black, again, is in trouble. You have a lot of different ways to win. They're all bad for black. You've got to find a precise way to end the game quickly without making blunders. Remember, the hardest game to win is a one game. Now, this one also had a bit of a mistake in the author's review. So I want to know what you guys would play here. What are your thoughts? Pause the video, give it some thought, give it some time, and then come back with your analysis here. I spotted bishop to g6 right away. This is hitting the queen, and I kept wondering what's going on here. But when I looked in the answer key, it wasn't mentioned at all. Mentioned in the answer key was bishop to e4, which does similar things, but not exactly. And there was bishop to b5, hitting on c6, which all offer some pretty interesting attacks. But let's look at bishop g6, just because it's so simply clear. If queen takes, we're going to check, run, and mate. Well, let's back up then. What other shot is there? Well, there's rook to d8. And now on rook to d8, as with other variations with bishop to e4 and bishop to b5, this one is just cleaner. The king has to move over, and I'm just going to win quickly. No questions asked. So yes, black has some ways to stay alive a bit longer, but the point is we put the nail in the coffin ASAP. All right, finally take a deep breath. It's probably the easier puzzle you're going to get all video and in a while. So this one is a very fun tactic. We're going to shout it out by name. We're going to capture a piece. They're kind of obligated to recapture. They don't have any other major really good attacking moves. They don't have anything in between. They don't have aggressive attacks, double attacks, witch and zugs, zugzwangs. They don't have anything here, so they just recapture. Then we're going to go ahead and capture the bishop on c6, hitting the queen at the same time. Again, not giving black very much time to do anything. Not much time to think, not much time to plan, just gotta respond. So maybe knight takes, and then with our bishop's help here, we have lined up a simple battery and a double attack, or a fork, if you will. So we're attacking the h7 square and the bishop on f4 at the same time. The bishop must fall, and we're winning big material. Again, don't forget the method. Count the material, look for checks, captures, and threats. That's 4 things to do. We've all had that highly aggressive opponent. Look at what white has done here. They've bothered white with a check at some point, but black has followed the rules. They didn't bring out their queen too early like white did. Black has brought out pieces on traditional squares like a bishop on c5, very strong. We have this pawn who's captured into the center. We have a knight who's been able to jump into the center for a moment, and now he's being kicked and definitely asked to leave. We've got everybody here just bothering the knight and asking him to leave. But before we do that, we want to punish white for having broken one of the rules in chess. Let's hit b5. Let's hit the queen with b5. And as you can see, she's embarrassed for squares again. She can't come here. She can't take the pawn. She can't come here. She can't come here. She can't come here. She can't come here. I mean, she could, but that would be the immediate loss of material. So queen all the way back to d1. Can you spot the move here? We're going to continue the attack. Now on this is mate. So white can't allow that. They have to jump their knight in the way. And now you have to find the clear way to end the game quickly. Bishop to g4, of course. We're going to hit that queen. And for the last time, she's trapped. Take and take. So it's time for just a really quick coach's tip. How do you read the mind of your opponent? Well, you're going to be looking for repeated habits. Players often default to some safe, familiar type moves or ideas or plans in the game. Maybe they're very aggressive and attacking. Maybe they're super quiet and never ever want to attack anything. They hide behind all the pawns. Positional and maneuvering. You've got to combine psychology with board awareness, use hesitation or impulsive moves, and create tactical opportunities for yourself. Hey, it's just something to think of. And if you're thinking in chess, that's a good thing. If you're not thinking, if you're on autopilot, hey, that's a bad behavior of players as well that can be used to your psychological benefit. Now here's a really fun tactical situation, and again, the authors got it a little bit off. All right, it was kind of funny to read in the answer key, not rook captures d4, not rook captures d4, on account of queen takes e6, rook takes c4, trying to go for the mate. Look, all this is guarded here, right? But then, to our astonishment, we're going to be under perpetual check. We can never escape these checks over and over and over. Black will check. It only takes 3 times, and the game's been repeated by a rule called 3-move repetition, 3-fold repetition, 3-time repetition, which is a draw, one of the many draws in the game of chess. So don't let your opponent off the hook. But what the authors missed was rook to e4. Rook to e4 is just awesome. The pawn is guarding, the rook attacks, everything's still guarded. We did threaten g7 again. So with this, maybe the rook tries to save himself. We can go to h2. The computer thinks king to f2 is going to be even stronger, but let's just play a human move. King to h2. Queen to g6, she has to guard against the mate. That's her most important job, and then we're just going to do a simple little fork here, picking up way too much material and ending black's hopes and chances. And that lands us right at today's secret puzzle. My favorite puzzle! Nah, I'm not giving you the answer, but I will tell you, most players overlook this trick. Don't be one of them. Solve this puzzle, drop your answer in the comments, and let me know. And I'll verify it with you or analyze the puzzle with you in the comments section. Then that leads us to today's bonus puzzle, which I will give you the answer. You're just not going to get instant gratification. You're going to get it in the next video. So we'll talk about this in the next video. But can you spot the move that most beginners miss? This strategy looks really simple, but it's a game changer. So if you enjoy this and puzzles like this, don't forget to gently tap that subscribe button so you never miss any of the further content that's coming down the pipeline. And do you want to level up faster? Well, make sure to check out the other videos in the series. This is day 19. You should catch up by rolling through day 1 all the way to day 18. And remember, every game is a chance to improve and dominate the board. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. You know, player behavior and psychology is another part of the vryBot course that I do coaching one-on-one with you. Make sure to visit vryBot.com. That's VRYBOT.com. Click on Services tab. That will take you to the coaching description. You can hire me directly from this page. And then shoot on over to Community tab, join Discord, get on a Discord call with me, and any questions you have, you can type on the forum here or send in comments below. I want to thank everyone again for being here. We're cruising along the 30-day series. You're getting stronger in chess tactics than you've ever been. And I look forward to next time. GG's!